Hey there. We're here with Jeff Landry, the Louisiana Attorney General. He's part of the executive branch of government here in Louisiana. And we're so happy to have him participating in the Forum for World Education. And I want to give this opportunity to the state attorney general to just say hello and introduce himself. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Glad you're here. If you don't mind, would you introduce yourself to those watching?
Sure. My name is Jeff Landry. I'm Louisiana's Attorney General. I'm in my second term, seventh year, serving as the Attorney General.
That's great. And, you've been really involved with the state of Louisiana for a long time. You're not new to politics and working with the government. And I really wanted to get your take on education in our state, because it seems that over time we have began to perform worse and worse and worse. We're not getting better as a state. But you mentioned something to me earlier that I would love to hear about. And it had to do with how we were able to do so much in the past before we got into pushing for universities. And so I really want to hear your take about education today versus education in the past.
Well, look, my opinion on education is based upon the way I was raised. I had a mother who was a teacher and a principal. She was a coach. She lived her life in education. She started teaching in the late 1960s. And if you take a historical look at education in this country, you'll see that the United States actually excelled, right? Built an entire industrial revolution, fought and conquered and won two world wars, freed America. Freed the world not once but twice in the span of 40 years, with using a tremendous amount of technology that was created at home in America. And again, if you take a historical context, you see that the people who both led that, designed that, built those industries did so from an education mostly in a single room schoolhouse. America had, certainly some centers of higher education, in the early days and throughout. But again, those centers were developed mostly to fine tune the educational curriculums and minds of young Americans. It wasn't some industry under which we shoved everyone and said, oh, everyone can go and have a degree and you can earn a degree. And if you get a degree, you automatically will be able to live out the American dream. That just doesn't happen today. The more people we have pushed towards higher education, the worse our educational system has actually become. The more the performance indicator has showed that across the country, not only in Louisiana, our students are performing worse, not better. And so I think it really boils down to getting back to the basics of education, which have always, as I've appreciated, been reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. It seems that we've gotten way off from the basics when it comes to educating our youth and bringing people up through the system. Now, academic institutions help to create a quality workforce, which is needed in order to support economic development and business development. And it amazes me that in the past we were able to build such an amazing country. We were able to accomplish so much, World War I, World War II, but now there's this massive push for a 4-year university degree. Go to college, get the 4-year degree. However, students are accumulating debt. They're not able to get jobs. There's no return on investment for the students, and businesses aren't necessarily hiring people with these college degrees that students are receiving. So I want to hear your thought on vocational education programs or job-specific training instead of the 4-year degree, which I know your office looks at a lot of the debt that's accumulated. And so maybe you can even talk about that.
Well, could you repeat that? You said academic institutions do what?
So they help to create a quality workforce. So having an educated population.
Yeah, quite frankly, I disagree with that statement. I think that academic institutions are supposed to refine the minds of younger students and improve their cognitive ability to achieve that which they're capable of. I think that if you want to develop a workforce, a very robust, thriving workforce, then what you do is you work through industries, you partner, you have educational institutions that combine with industries in locales based upon what the economic needs of that particular area is, or the potential economic need that could be foreseen, and then work to develop that workforce looking over the population in that area. Because when you make a statement as broad as that, and I'm not criticizing you for that, I just want to make sure that I think people understand education is not something that you paint with a big brush. It's not a one size fits all. And especially if you're looking at those of y'all who are watching this, y'all are watching this in a global setting, correct? And not every country is going to educate people the same way we educate people in the United States. And that doesn't mean that because they don't do it the way we're doing it means that it's better. Quite frankly, I would tell you that those that custom fit their educational programs based upon the culture, the community, the economic potential, the current economic conditions actually produce a much more robust educational system.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have a focus at this conference on vocational education, partnering with not just government organizations but private industry, because private industry, they know what they need, and I feel private industry knows how to train best. They can customize their programs. You look at companies like Walmart, Chick-fil-A, these organizations, when they hire people, they put them through a customized training program to make them job ready, and they know how to educate their workforce. And I wish and I hope that in our state we would be able to expand on something like that, where we can partner with private industry and not just rely on these academic institutions solely to educate our workforce. And I want
You're
to.
correct. You're correct. When I was in high school, we had inside trade classes that we were electives that we could take. That certainly helped to build the workforce and give you. It actually gives you. It also gives you a second opportunity at being able to succeed in life, or be able to find a quality job, so that you can go out there and certainly move out of your parents' house, be on your own 2 feet, potentially, find a spouse, raise a family, irrespective of what that educational level is, whether you decided to go to college or not. I didn't go to college right after high school. I didn't want to go to college. I wasn't interested in going to college. I ended up finally going to college, and then finally going later in life and achieving a Juris Doctorate. But I wanted to, quite frankly, work out in the labor pool and actually experience the real world. And there are a lot of real world benefits to going out there, getting a job, picking up a trade, and then determining whether or not you want to seek higher education.
Yeah, and certainly it's a faster way to getting a job, because like we're seeing a lot of my peers, I'm a young adult, they all went to college, myself included. We get our college degree and then we can't find good paying jobs. We have to do all sorts of things just to make a decent income. So
Right. Apple, just a year or so ago, Apple had made a statement that they were no longer going to seek college graduates, but basically go out and look to try to pick people out of college before they had completed it, or out of high school, in order to basically train them within the practices, or to educate them inside of their corporate structure, so that they felt that if they did that, they could train them, they could build a better, more robust workforce.
that is outstanding. So Jeff, I want to ask you in closing, is there anything you would like to see happen in our state of Louisiana, or if there's anything you're working on, but anything that you would like to see happen in our state to improve education, whether it's vocationally, whether it's traditionally through a 4-year university? But what are your thoughts on that? Anything you're working on? Anything you hope to see?
Yeah, I'm working on running for governor next year. We're working on hoping that the people of the state of Louisiana would elect me as their next governor. Education is something that we've made it a big plank of our particular platform. We want to go out there and basically try to to reshape the educational system so that everyone has an opportunity to a quality education, and that quality education, and when I say quality, because I don't think that they're getting a quality education today, that their education, that when they leave K through 12, they continue to have the ability to be productive inside the state of Louisiana, inside of our communities, and find good paying jobs.
That would be awesome. Well, folks, this is the Louisiana State Attorney General, possibly the future Louisiana Governor, Jeff Landry. Jeff, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate you so much.
All right, take care.
All right, bye now.
All right, thank you.